Hello there, let's talk today about this security camera from Amcrest. It's a PTZ camera, which means it has pan, tilt, and zoom. The movement in the horizontal, that's the pan. The movement in the vertical, that's the tilt, and the zoom with the lenses. So it's zoom in and zoom out. Okay, I have the camera installed here for demonstration. And here I have this cable that's powering the camera. It comes from my POE switch. So it sends power directly to the camera. I don't need to use a power supply unless there's no power enough for the camera. That's the case during the night because this camera has night vision and nighttime it needs more power. So the power that comes from the switch is not enough, okay? You can have a switch with more power, with PoE that's in a different standard with more power. That's not my case. The one that I have here doesn't have power enough. I can use during the day, but during the night, the camera has a problem with the infrared lights, all right? So in this case, I can use a power adapter and power the camera like this, using this connector here, right? You can also have your camera connected to the ground here. There's a wire for ground. Here I have another wires from audio and also for alarms. Okay, so have everything here that you need for a professional installation. Okay, let's talk a little bit about this camera. I have the camera here in the monitor. So here, as you can see, the camera, it's live via web browser. Okay, I just have an IP for the camera. I can use a tool like this one, like the IP config tool. It's the config tool for the Amcrest. It finds the camera in the network, and then I can just enable, can just access the camera via web browser, right? So here I have the image from the camera, and I can move when I click here. I have my mouse pretty big so you can see better. So I can click here and start moving the camera. Okay, this is the pan movement, left and right, horizontal movement. I can do movement in the vertical, that's the tilt. Okay, and I can also click here to zoom in and out. Here we go, a little bit of zoom, more tilt, zooming out. You see the camera was hunting a little bit for zoom, right? Sometimes that happens. Here we go, there's some adjustment for that in this camera for this hunting zoom issue, right? Here, presets, I created some presets. Let's say, for example, you wanna go to the presets. I have this wide angle. I have a preset for the shelf. I click here, it goes to the shelf. The shelf, Hikvision in VR. Here's my Hikvision in VR. So there are basically presets that I can just click and send the camera directly to this preset. So it changes the position and goes directly there, right? And I have a lot of them. And I can also execute some features here, like tour, for example. Okay, I have tour here in this camera. It's a collection of my presets. So tour number 1, I can have 8 tours in this camera. Let me just start the tour number 1. So the camera starts doing this changing from preset number 1 to preset number 2 to 3 and so on. Okay, so it's basically doing a tour. One thing that I don't like on this camera is that I cannot change the time to less than 15 seconds. So you see, the camera stays there for 15 seconds, then it goes to preset number 2 and later to preset number 3, but I cannot like make that like quicker. Let's say I want to use 5 seconds, I cannot, right? I've tried to change this, but I cannot, it's not possible. So basically that's the tour, and you have tour for every single PTZ camera that's professional, at least the professional ones, they have tours, and this model from Amcrest is pretty good on that. It works pretty fine with those features. Just this issue with the 15 seconds that cannot go lower than that. Let me just show here on the setup. When I come here, I have a lot of features that I can change here: picture, exposure, backlight compensation mode, wide dynamic range, a lot of stuff here. See, the camera is still doing its presets, right? And so day and night, focus, illumination, so you can have the day-night function working, a lot of stuff, right? I have configuration for camera, for video, for audio, whatever I want to configure here, I can. So here on PTZ function, I have the things here for tour. So I have different preset position. The camera goes from preset to preset. I can just program here. And of course I need to come here. Those are the presets, sorry. This is the presets and here is the tour, okay? A tour here is a collection of presets. And here there's the duration, right? 15 seconds, for example. If I wanna change this, I cannot. Let me just stop here because it's executing the tour now, so I cannot change it. But when I try, let's say, for example, 5 seconds here, and I try to say, it doesn't let me. You see, 10, not possible. 14 seconds, not possible. Okay, that's the only limitation. If I like try 20, for example, so it works. Okay, minimum or 15. But it is what it is. That's the only part that I don't like in this camera. Perhaps Amcrest can work on a firmware and improve that, or perhaps there's some reasonable limitation they can explain. I don't know, but other than that, the camera is pretty good. Let me just start the tour again. I can come here to live and start the tour again. Basically here, I have the tour number 1 and I started here and the camera start moving there, right? Back to the presets. Let me just come here to the Avengers. Here we go, pretty fast. Let me just come here to Thor. You see, and there's also here some smart features, AI. When I come here to, let me see, where is it? Events, face detection, here we go. When I click here, enable, and I click OSD, so on screen display, save it. Then I can have the information here on the screen about the face detection, okay? And it starts detecting the Thor's face. You see, it's changing here because it's detecting face. It's detecting the same face over and over, but at least there's a feature here for face detection, and you can use it if you have some project or something for this kind of use of this technology. Okay, so it works pretty well, right? So that's it, guys. If you like this camera, you can find it on Amazon. So it's a pretty good one. I like it and I recommend it.